James in Tipton, Michigan. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and today I'm going to cut your Tranitions XTRAactive lenses with Crizal Prevencia for your new RayBan 8901 color 5263, which is the demi-gloss black in the 53 eye size. Now this frame comes in 4 colors and 2 sizes, and of course you got your Italian leather hard shell RayBan case, your RayBan frame, your RayBan cleaning cloth. Of course it comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temples to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping, and I'm going to include that on there when I ship to you. The nice thing about this one is the carbon fiber temples has the little rubber grip on the end. Now you can't adjust the carbon fiber, it does not bend, so that's why it has this built-in wrap frame with a little bit of rubber on there, so it grips really well. Super lightweight. There's nothing stronger or lighter weight than the carbon fiber. So let me begin. Well, hang on, let me back up before I do that. Hopefully you can see this. This is the RayBan 8901. It is color 5263 in the 53 eye size. Of course, this is the demi-gloss black. So I'm going to pop out the original demo lenses, one of which says RayBan. Of course, you're going to receive all the manufacturer's original packaging. I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my blocker, and I'm going to barcode this. You are Secret Agent 00823, or as I like to say, volume 823 of my 325 million volume series on making a pair of glasses for everyone in the US. Or should I say my 5 billion part series of making a pair of glasses for everyone on Earth. That is 823. Go ahead and hit trace. A little stylus is going to pop up and go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive 1 free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you'll get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Where's my stylus? Here it is. So that is the shape that I'll be cutting. Move this on to the next screen. Your pupillary distance is 66, divided by 2 is 33, so the computer starts at 32.5. I only have to tap the plus button 1 time to get up to 33. I do want to raise the optical center height up to 19 because you're not looking through the center of the lens. You are looking through the top quadrant, so I'm going to move the optical centers up. I'm going to come down here to my lensometer, get your lenses prepped. The lab was kind enough to put an R on here, so we'll see if that's true or not. We're going to turn the axis wheel to 175 and put the power drum on plus 50. Oop. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes in clearly, and actually this is going to be the right lens, so that it's going to need to be on the right side. Find the optical center of the lens, check the spherical component, the astigmatic correction. That is plus 50. Minus 150, we end up at minus 1, so that's good. Let me go ahead and put 3 dots on your lenses if the ink wants to cooperate. No, it doesn't. More ink. More cowbell. More ink. This thing, whoever sells ink is going to get rich by me. Okay, we're in the center. Now again, let's put 3 dots on the lenses. It better work this time. Yes, finally. And this is the right lens. Of course, it's marked right there, so I'll leave it like that. Let's do the same thing for the unright lens. Turn the axis wheel to 10. And put the power drum on plus 1/4 this time. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes in clearly. Check the astigmatic correction. Everything's lining up. And I'll explain that in just a moment. I'm going to put the 3 dots on this lens. And this is the left lens. Don't believe me? I'm going to put an L on there for left. And if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. I'm telling you, that joke's for me. I don't care if anyone else laughs at that. I'm going to laugh at that joke. So follow my lead. That is funny. I don't care who you are. That is funny. So the reason why I put the 3 dots on there is it tells me that the lens is oriented in there just perfectly. So I'm going to lay that on there. The blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Your eye is just above that in inset. So with those 3 dots, that the optical center goes there. The other two dots line up on that orange graph. I want to make sure the lens is large enough to fit, and it is. And I'm going to hit, oops, I'm going to pull it away. I hit the button too quickly. This, as you guys know, is a block, and as you know, I like to call them Jenny from the block. So I need to attach two double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got here. The black side is the sticky side. Stick that one onto the first one. Do the same thing now for the second one. On the back is a little silver button that is a magnet that's going to do its job twice today. I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. I'm going to line up the magnet with another magnet there in the arm. Bring that back over to R. By the way, how come all pirate movies are rated R? Okay, I'm telling you, free bad jokes with every pair of glasses sold. So, line up everything, hit that button. Now the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing for the lens that ain't right. Just like me, I ain't right either. Line up the magnet. Your pupillary distance is the same. I divided it 66, so we have 33 here, same optical center height. And I want to mark that I'm cutting this at 19, the OC height. So, get everything lined up there. Line up, make sure, yep, magnet's there. The block is there with the sticker on there, unlike the first time I tried to do this. Make sure the lens is large enough, and it is. Hit that button, and the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the left lens. So this is the edger. This is what's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your own kitchen counter, and you won't need this guy with the two thumbs and the bad jokes to cut your lenses for you. Now the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel on the far left. It's going to grind your lens material down until it's the final size. This wheel in the center, that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens, so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So we're going to wake up the computer. That is the shape that we'll be cutting, 823. The nice thing about entering this into the barcode is that years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can send you just the lenses right to your home, and you can pop them in yourself, and I'll show you how to do that later on in the video, so you don't have to mail this frame back to me. So these are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that, or better yet, TBD, to be determined later, whatever lens material they're going to come out with. But we'll stick with polycarb for now. I'm not going to polish the edge of your lens because it's not going to be seen in this frame anyway. By now you've seen I don't like to safety bevel the front concave surface of the lens, or convex. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. I will go ahead and put the lens into the machine. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time today. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck. And as you know by now, I like to call it the Charles because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Hit the green arrow, which is starred in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame on the first go round. And you can see is this tracing out the shape of the right lens. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel, so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you won't have any in this frame with this prescription and this lens material. But I do cut some very strong prescriptions all day long, and that is a little bit more critical with the higher powers. Now if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex cut wet, meaning the water sprays onto the lens for the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle just to wash away any optical debris that you may see beginning to form, yes, on the edge of the lens. Thank you, lens, for cooperating. So your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high impact ballistics grade material, the same material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from flying debris and shrapnel. It's also the same lens material that OSHA requires in its safety glasses to protect the workers on the factory floors. Speaking of protection, it also has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin there in Tipton, Michigan. Your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. So it also has, you got the Tranitions XTRAactive, which I'll demonstrate later, but you have the Crizal Prevencia, which, speaking of protection, still offers the best amount of blue light protection of any anti-glare coating. Anti-glare is 3 features in one. The first feature is it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights and such. It also goes by the initials ARC, which stands for anti-reflective coating. So it reduces reflection, so when people are looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses, in your lenses, they see just your eyes, so it makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if someone takes a picture with a flash, you won't see the flash lit up in the lens like that. Or if you're taking a picture with a selfie, you won't see the camera in there. Now the third feature that I like, which is the practical side, is the machine that applies the Crizal Prevencia takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. So because of the time and the expense, Crizal puts the industry's hardest scratch coating on their lenses to protect your time and investment. So water has begun spraying onto the lens, which tells me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. In just a moment, a little lever is going to come out from the front of the machine. On cue, the lever. At the end of that lever is a little spinning wheel, something you would find like on a Dremel tool. That's what's going to apply the safety bevel, meaning that I'm smoothing out the back surface of the lens left over from the cutting cycle. Should any portion of this lens protrude from the back of the frame and come into contact with the cheek, it'll be nice and smooth, which it won't with your prescription in this frame. But part of the reason I do that is I'll demonstrate in just a moment for you. Right now, I'm going to open this door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes me a couple hours of staring at it, but I can do it. So, oh, little dot up there. Let's clean that off. Make sure there's no more optical sawdust on the edge of your lens. So, James, years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, what you would do is tuck the new lens in at the outside corner, and then using your thumbs push down at the nose, then at the bottom. It doesn't want to go in easily, so I'm going to back this out. I'm going to take it down another 1/10 of a millimeter, press that on there firmly, and hit retouch. Now the lens is going to go back down onto the bevel wheel, not the cutting wheel, but the wheel in the center of the bevel. I'm going to take 1/10 of a millimeter off, going around the circumference of the lens until it mounts in there firmly. I don't want to force the lens into the frame. It would cause the frame to stretch, or what we in the industry call rolling. Is if you have a rolled frame, if you can imagine your frame being a gutter, if the lens were too large, it would cause the bottom of the frame to roll outwards, giving you an ugly cosmetic look, as well as shortening the lifespan of the frame. But because I cut every pair of lenses that get shipped worldwide, and as far as I know, Tipton, Michigan is still included in the world, I take every precaution to make every pair of lenses perfect before I ship. It's not like you live next door where I could come in and fix things for you. Take it off by hand. On the cutting wheel here, I could turn this on and go around and around ever so slightly to make the lens smaller. But because you do live just over a minute away from me, over a minute by supersonic transport, over a minute, actually not by the speed of light, you probably live closer than a minute than that. Of course, I didn't know so much math was going to be involved. James, I want you to open the door with your mind this time. Hey, well done, James. But because you don't live next door, I take that extra bit of I can't even speak today, precaution to make sure every lens is perfect before I ship. So again, as I was saying, to take your old lens out, let's put this one in there. To take your old lens out, I like to pull up on the top of the frame, and then using my thumb, you can just press out on the lens. It comes right out to install the new one. You tuck the lens in at the outside corner. Then using your thumbs, press down the nose, then the bottom of the frame, then it snaps in there easily. Let's do the same thing for the left lens. The right lens takes a little bit longer once it's the correct size. The left lens should cut first time around. I'm going to take the magnet and stick it into the Chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, the Chucky Baby, the CC, the C-Rock, the Chi-Chi. All right, someone help me out here. Give me another name for this thing. Hit the green arrow, which is started in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens will be traced by the 2 white styluses again, making sure that the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape. And just like before, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. What did I tell you? No edge thickness whatsoever. Not in this frame, not with this prescription, not in the lens material that I chose, not in the aspheric lens design that I had them create at the lab. That's why you order from me. I'm a licensed optician, been doing this for over 20 years. Not only do I have your eyes, I got your back. The one thing I don't have is a dot on the lens. I can see it very lightly, so let me darken that. I'm going to put the lens in. We're going to rotate it back to 175, which is the fine-tune knob for your astigmatism where the axis lines up. Check the power of your lens, and I'm getting plus 50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1. That's because the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, starting at 0 and going up in quarter increments, so you're on the second rung of the ladder at plus 50. You are farsighted, but with your glasses off, everything is much too small, so that's why there's a plus sign. Your lenses magnify. You see better farther away than you do up close, so the lens will magnify to get everything in the correct image size. Once we have the correct image size, you have 6 additional steps of astigmatic correction, also known as the cylinder, because if you can imagine your lens being curved, how could I do this? I don't know, I'll do it with my hand. The back curvature of your lens is like such. You have a curve going, I can't do it with 2 hands, how about like this? This way, let's do it like this. You have a plus 50 this way, another minus 150 this way, and it's how you line those 2 curves up to make everything nice and crisp. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So if you can imagine, your curve is like the cylinder of a can. You have one curve going this way on the can, another curve going this way. Hey, let me grab a bottle. Here, I got one here. You have one curve this way, you have another curve this way, and that's like that's the 2 curves on your eye to make everything crisp, and that's how you line up those 2 curves. The part of your eyeball would be played by an empty Nestle Pure Life bottle. You like that? I'm very forceful. To water bottles, to empty water bottles. You ready? Here's my toss. Okay, hey, it looked good the first time I tried it. So, we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 175, so let's check the astigmatism correction. Again, 6 steps, minus 150, and we end up at minus 1. How did we do that? We started out at plus 50 on the wheel. You had 50 cents, and then you had to pay someone $1.50. You will be $1 in the red. That's where we're at, minus 1 in the red. We started off at plus 50, ended up going minus 150 to $1 in the red. Now, your left eye, you only need 1 step of farsighted correction, but you need 5 steps of astigmatic correction. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 10. Now, these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. Now, the interesting thing, most people think those numbers are very different. They're not. A straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. Your right eye is at minus 175, which is 5 degrees away from the 180 meridian. Your left eye is 10 degrees away from the 180 meridian. So they're actually only 10 degrees apart. Well, 5. One is 10 degrees here, one is 5 degrees there. So your eyes, the axis is very close. I know that's boring you and you don't care, but I find that interesting. This is my video, so you're stuck. I'm going to keep talking. You got to listen. So we're going to dry everything off here. Now again, to put the left lens in, I'm not trying to work across the frame. I turn the side empty closest to me. Elbows at my sides. Feet at shoulder width apart. Alright, you make up something else. Tuck it in at the outside corner first, and then using your thumbs, you press down at the nose. It snaps right in. Let's go ahead and take the block off, dry that off. My hand-approved drying method. Drop that back in the box for the next time. I'm going to let you tell me where to put the sticker. Let me push all these back down here. Tell me when to stop. Tell me when to stop. Tell me... Oh, I heard something. Okay, there it goes. I'm going to come back later. I want you to remember that one, James. Remember? Where is it? Where is it? That's right. It's right there. Okay. Come down here. There's still a little bit of a dot right there, so I'm going to put it in just above that dot. Put the fine-tune knob on 10, where the second curve lines up on your eye. If you only had the plus a quarter, we wouldn't have to worry about where to line it up, but because of your astigmatism, we do. We're going to read the power. We're getting plus a quarter, exactly halfway between 0 and a half of a 1. Let's check your astigmatism of minus 1 1/4. And we end up again at minus 1. So again, thinking you had a quarter, you owed someone $1 1/4, you'd be $1 in the red. 1 in the red. 5 in the hole, deuce in the quarter. Okay, I have no idea what that means. All right, so again, your pupillary distance is 66. I'm going to turn the card around. I'm going to place the PD stick with 0 against my thumb on your right lens, and when we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 66. So that is cut perfectly. I couldn't have done a better job if I'd cut these lenses myself. But this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mention that when you get these in the mail, and free shipping anywhere in the U.S., and Tipton, Michigan is still in the U.S. for now. Who knows what's going to happen later tonight. But when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that the lenses could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. So 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. And I'm going to set them down on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. And for those of you keeping score at home, I'm wearing the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer, size 52 in color 6053, the blue crystal. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. All right, got to get past the strap of the GoPro camera. There we go. Flip this over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly. And they do, and that neither temple is askew. Now this is what your lenses look like clear. By the way, I include a selfie request in every package to have your picture on the website. Come on, James, hook me up with a selfie. Turn it from the side so you can get a little bit of that carbon fiber material in there. You know what I'm talking about. I also included cleaning instructions, not only on your frame and lenses, but for your RayBan case, your RayBan cleaning cloth, your Crizal cleaning cloth, the premium microfiber cleaning cloth that you're going to like above all the rest of them. By the way, when you get these in the mail, I field test every one of these to make sure that it works. So when you get this in the mail and there's a wrinkle in there, you know that it works. You can't tell me you can't use this to clean your lenses because I just did it. Really cool purple hue to it with the Crizal Prevencia, P for purple. It blocks out the harmful blue light in the ultraviolet spectrum, hence the color. So this is what your lenses look like clear. Now here's another good example. You have the Transitions XTRAactive. I'm going to place them down there gently. I have the Transition Signature 7. Transition Signature 7 block still retain about 3 to 5% hue while indoors. Originally, the Transitions XTRAactive claimed 5 to 7%, but they keep working on it. It keeps getting clearer and clearer to where you just can't even tell anymore whether these are transitions at all there. So this is an absolutely clear lens, the demo lens that came out of the frame, versus Transition Signature 7 versus Transitions XTRAactive. So again, let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. This is what your lenses look like clear. I'm going to go ahead and activate them, which means expose them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light. As you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. James, this is important. Pay attention. All transition lenses will get dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. The only time that Transition Signature 7 don't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's harmful ultraviolet light that would cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day or your upholstery to rot. But the Transitions XTRAactive will get 30 to 50% dark behind your windshield. Now, the other thing with Transition Signature 7, they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. And of course, that's true with these lenses. But the XTRAactive are designed for people who are extra active, especially in hotter weather. So they will get darker than the regular Signature 7 lenses in hotter weather and, of course, behind the windshield. So if you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. I've had people say they have a hard time emailing me through the contact me button on the website, so you can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. And of course, I'm starting to put that now in the first sentence in the instructions down below in the comment section. If anyone has any questions, you can reach me that way, or better yet, just leave a comment in the comment section below. I will answer those, and plus everyone else gets a chance to read from your inquisitive nature and learn something they may not have thought about. So James in Tipton, Michigan, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut, where's my flashlight? Your Transitions Extra Active Gray lenses with Crizal Prevencia for your RayBan 8901, color 5263, which is the demi-gloss black and the 53 eye size. I'm See More Better. That's Mo Better. Of course, you see it getting lighter and lighter. Don't worry, they're going to get real dark. Come on, James, we talked about that, don't you remember? But that's it, and hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.